I made my What Do Trains Mean Anyway video a few months ago, but then got consumed with other ideas for videos. I'm now going to start making more of these, hopefully to get some more variety on my channel. Also, these tend to be a lot easier to write and edit. So let's dive into today's topic, rain. Rain syncing up with dramatic moments is hardly exclusive to anime, and hopefully not something that would surprise you. Climactic fight scenes, emotional confessions, and tragic deaths always seem to accompany some sort of precipitation. I know I won't blow any minds by saying that rain usually equals sadness, so I want to delve further. There are plenty of sad symbols, so why does water falling out of the sky appear so much? I think there are special reasons to use rain specifically, especially in anime, so let's look at some clips. The first one I want to look at is from my favorite anime film, Wolf Children. I already did a video on the opening section, one I'm particularly proud of, but we're going to fast forward a little bit for this scene. Hana's second child, Ame, is born, but her half-wolf husband is nowhere to be seen. She goes out searching for him in the rain, which of course adds to the stress of the situation. But that's not why we're talking about it. She finally sees him lying dead in a gutter. Ouch. But to see how rain makes this scene significant, let's watch it again with the sound turned on. Hear how as soon as she sees him, we can't hear the rain anymore? We might not have been actively thinking about the sound of the rain before, but once the love of her life lies dead before her eyes, we're drawn to the sudden lack of sound. As soon as she gathers herself and runs after him, the sound immediately sets back in and we're overwhelmed with everything going on. Think about how overwhelmed Hana must feel though. Dead husband, no way to bury him or even tell anyone about it, 2 kids, no job, and of course the whole wolf thing. The weight of the world just fell onto her shoulders, and the sudden resurgence of the torrential downpour in our ears conveys that. I love how the rain is not only showing us the image of overwhelming sadness, but even the sound is creatively utilized. Just another reason that Wolf Children is my favorite film. Next, we'll shift to Clannad, another one of my all-time favorites. We're looking at the end of episode 2, where Tomoya meets Nagisa to play basketball. Since it's raining, he expects her to have just not come. Ever the optimist, she came anyway and has been standing in the rain the whole time. The scene both looks and feels depressing, but only if you take Nagisa out of the picture. Her mood and manner of speaking goes against this vibe because she's honestly excited to play with Tomoya and she seems to not even notice the rain. Once Tomoya agrees to humor her, even she begins to match the dismal setting. He reveals that he can't play anymore due to his father's abuse, and she suddenly becomes stressed and overwhelmed before collapsing on the ground. Sound a bit like Hana before, right? I picked this scene because I love how Nagisa plays a foil with the rest of the scene. Everything is super gray and miserable, but she still seems bright at first. The stark contrast makes the scene a little bit more depressing and makes her a little bit more cheerful, which helps create an even larger impact when her joy fades along with her consciousness. The rain might not be the focus of the scene, but imagine this scene taking place on a sunny afternoon. Nagisa's shift in mood and collapsing just wouldn't have the same impact if we weren't in this rainy setting. Our third rainy scene is more than just a scene. It's an entire film where it almost never stops raining. Garden of Words, directed by Shinkai Makoto, of 5 centimeters per second and Your Name, is a 45-minute long film about 2 people who always meet in a garden when it rains. They take shelter together on a bench in the park whenever it rains and find solace in each other's company. They're both surrounded by responsibilities and are overwhelmed without a real support system. Kind of funny how in the park they're surrounded by the overwhelming rain, only getting out of it by being together under that roof. There's the symbolism we found in the last 2 shows. Rain goes hand in hand with feeling overwhelmed in life. The rainy season actually stops halfway through the film, but because of it, Takao and Yukari end up lonelier than ever. They finally meet once more, and suddenly a thunderstorm starts, forcing them back under the shelter. They both realize that at rock bottom they want to find each other again, and suddenly the rain starts once more. I think it's clear that our understanding of rain works perfectly in this entire film. Note that we also have a repeat of the moment we saw in Wolf Children, where we don't hear the rain because the characters are blocking out the rest of the world to focus on what's in front of them. In the end, they realize they both need each other and allow themselves to depend on someone else, and suddenly the sun comes out while the rain continues. I'm sure you've already figured it out, but I think this shows that they can deal with the overwhelming stress of life, shown here through rain, as long as they have someone or something stronger than that to get them through it, the sun. Both will have to coexist in this world, but the good is all the better because of the bad. I know I've gone on about this movie for far too long, but that's what happens when you have an entire film about the symbol you're discussing. We've got just one more scene to look at before we can go out and rain our knowledge down upon the world, so bear with me. One of the most iconic rain scenes in anime doesn't have any rain at all. Or does it? At Maze Hughes' funeral in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, it is a bright sunny day as everyone weeps. Seeing so many of the strongest people in the show helplessly watch their friend get buried is hard enough, but Colonel Mustane's speech at the grave really kills me. Then we have that line that everyone remembers.
It's a terrible day for rain.
What did you think when you first heard that? I thought he meant that everyone's tears represented raindrops. That's not wrong, per se, but with the thesis we've created after Wolf Children, Clannad, and Garden of Words, maybe there's another way we can understand that line. We've said that rain equals being overwhelmed with emotion, responsibility, and stress. Mustane must feel responsible for Hughes' death since he enlisted his help, pain for losing his friend and for his friend's family, fear of who will be assassinated next, suspicion of who was behind it, and a strong desire for revenge. Overwhelmed is an understatement, so it's no surprise that he says it's raining. There's a whole new way to interpret that line, just because we analyze the symbol in other shows. That's all we're going to look at for now, but I had plenty of other rain scenes in my pocket to analyze. So many shows have dramatic scenes like this, so definitely see how you can apply this theory to other anime. If you disagree with me or have other ideas, let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for more symbols to make videos like this for too, so tell me if there's anything you want to know more about. I'd be down to do the research myself or collaborate if you've got some good ideas. That's all for now. I'm Jim Jam, and I'll see you next time.